Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you very much, Ms. Sonia, for the brief introduction. I'm here with my colleague, Mr. Lamin Fati, who is the Director of Tourism in the Embassy at Madrid. Usually he's referred to as the Tourism Attaché. So he's going to talk to us about the potentials of the tourism industry in the Gambia. Because the Gambia, as you may know, depends to a large extent on tourism. And this has been the case for many years. And we are making a lot of efforts to improve the tourism industry. And one way of doing that is to come here, which is why we're here, to try and talk to some entrepreneurs in the tourism industry, and with a view to having them to, either start up businesses in Gambia or resume, as in the case of airlines like Binta Canaria. So Mr. Fati is going to take us through, and we hope that at the end of his presentation, would be able to convince would-be investors to come to the Gambia and set up shop. Thank you very much.
Good afternoon, everybody. I have a difficult task here in the sense that people are tired, and I have to try not to be very boring. So I'll do my best, and also to try and be as brief as possible. What we see here is a picture that depicts Gambia. When somebody thinks about investment, some of the things that you think about, which are very fundamental, are like political stability, peace, and security. So the picture that you see is our president winning an award for most peaceful country. And there is no better way of showing the peacefulness of the Gambia or how good the environment is for tourism investment purposes, because this is a guarantee and a certification to demonstrate how peaceful Gambia is, to demonstrate the stability of the Gambia. And that is why I started with him. The previous presentation that was done actually showed him smiling. And if you look at the Gambia, it's all about the smile. That is why we brand ourselves on the basis of smile. And he is an embodiment of that. Then if you go to the next one, that's also to show you about the strengths that Gambia has. Just recently, in May 2024, we had the OIC summit, which was very successful. You don't have those type of conferences or those type of activities. You can only have it in countries or places that are very safe and secure. And this was another evidence of how Gambia can be very good for investment. It's an indication of the stability of the country. Then the other one that we have there is another example of how good we are, especially as a tourism destination. That in 2019, Gambia won the best tourism destination, and there was an award that was done in Germany. Now, the smile that you see here was what I was talking about, and you saw it in the president. But Gambia is called the smiling coast of Africa. And the logo that you are seeing here actually depicts what we are and the things that we offer. As you can see, you can interpret it yourself and see all the beautiful things about the country. The country itself, my colleagues have spoken about it, so I would not like to bore you about it, but it's a reflection or taking you back to show that it is such a small country. And I may not go into all the things that you have there, but the most important things there are the two that are at the bottom. That is, we have a multiple ethnicity. That is, we have many ethnic groups who speak different languages. And to many people, this is where our strength lies, because people cannot understand how Gambia has been so stable and how it is safe and how nice the people are. Because Gambia is a small country of 2.8 million people with only about 11,000 square miles, kilometers rather. So you can see how small it is. It is the one that is in blue. And then the wide area is actually talking about the Atlantic Ocean, and that is where you have most of the hotels concentrated. And it is surrounded on all three sides by Senegal. And the last part of it, that is talking about tourism. Tourism is the most important sector of the economy. For some people, they look at it as the goose that lays the egg, or it is the oil to the Gambia. And why is it important? It's important because of employment creation. It is the second largest employer of people. It is also the largest foreign exchange earner for the country. As you can see, a lot of people, both directly and indirectly, rely on tourism development. The tourism arrivals that we have here, because it's a small country, a lot of people would usually not understand, especially when we talk about our arrivals, which is about 182,000. So to us, it's a great number that actually changes the lives of many people. In terms of the numbers and the arrivals, the British form the highest, then the Dutch, the Spanish, and the Belgians. And that is one of the reasons why we are here, to try to attract investment from here to the Gambia. Now, studies that was conducted actually looked at the attractions. And then, as you can see, it's a winter destination, which is talking about the sun, and sea, and the climate. But then, at the other end, you can see some interest, which is somehow a little bit low, that is talking about ecotourism and some other aspects. Now, so if you look at these attractions, now I'm actually trying to introduce the hotels that we have, the products that we have, which I'm going to go quickly. These are hotels. You have the hotels on the beach. You have the beautiful beach. You have the hotels again. This is just to introduce to you about the beautiful hotels that we have there. As you can see, I could remember when we had a presentation in Italy, we had a video, and when people that were there, especially tour operators and travel agencies, when they saw the video, they were surprised and said they never believed that Gambia has such quality facilities and all the other attractions that we have. Possibly today may not allow it, but if there is the opportunity, we will show the videos that will actually show you that Gambia is a game. We have the excursions, and this is brought here for travel agencies and tour operators to actually see and the potentials that we have. We have the World Heritage Sites. We have the fishing. But now what has happened is that there was a presentation that was done here, and it was looking at the product cycle. Now, what Gambia did is the same thing with us. After evolution to development and maturity, we have reached a level where rejuvenation is needed. And when government looked at this, then it decided to come with a vision. And that vision is supposed to have at its core the people, the nature, and looking at areas, especially the niche aspect of tourism development. Now, with this vision, then came the political commitment. And that political commitment also reflects in the entourage that we have here, where we have the chief of staff, the ambassador, and the delegation from Gambia. That's one sign of commitment. But the other commitment is, after government has looked at the value chain in order to progress that rejuvenation, we've secured some funding from the World Bank that is going to be used mainly for infrastructure development. And this is also going to be related to areas that are related to like ecotourism and other related facilities, which is going to have people center, and then we're going to move away from not only the beach, now we're going to have the other aspects of tourism. Now, the other commitment is, as you can see, and looking at the value chain, government is looking at all the aspects. With the OIC came with a lot of infrastructure development. You're talking about roads, and then you're also talking about electricity. And now this conference center that you are seeing is one of the best in West Africa. In fact, from what I know, it is the best in West Africa. And it's an opportunity for people to have conferences there. This one that we're talking about, we've already spoken about them. That is priority investment areas. That is why government created that vision. That is why government is putting so much money, because of the importance of tourism to the economy. And as such, it has fallen into the category for priority areas. Gaipa spoke about the incentives that are usually given. And these are usually for projects that are value-adding. And value-adding in terms of 4- and 5-star, that is high-end tourism facilities. And you were talking about team and water parks, resorts, religious-friendly facilities, ecotourism, river transportation. Because one of the things about the Gambia is the most unique geographic feature is that we have the River Gambia. And the River Gambia is very navigable, having a history. So I may not want to take you through that. But it has the biggest potential, which is going to be spurred by the investment that government is doing. We are also interested in marinas and docking facilities, river transportation. We are even talking to people. And in fact, it's also an opportunity for people to even invest, because there is a great opportunity there. Shopping malls. These are also opportunities where people can actually invest. The River Gambia that I was talking about, so I will not want to take you back to that. Investment incentives. Mostly, Gaiba would have been the most ideal to actually explain the investment incentives, which had been explained before. But all these sectors have investment incentives. This in the form of duty waiver, this is in the form of tax exemption, and this is in the form of like special investment certificates. This is in the form of, like for example, landing fees by GIA, and also you're talking about landing fees by GCAA, that is Gambia Civil Aviation Authority, and also you're talking about the GIA, which is responsible for ground handling. Another thing is we have what we call the tourism development area. The tourism development area is a vast area of about 80 kilometers with sandy beaches, and also possibly developing tourism in the interior. But for the tourism development area around the beaches, it's free land. Just what we ask is a 5% deposit or commitment for anybody that wants to develop. Duty waiver I mentioned, security and safety. Anyway, I've also spoken about this. On accommodation, when you build a hotel, we have that opportunity to actually give you discounts. And discounts are what have been mentioned here, which are 50% discounts. Okay, that's a repetition. Okay, so top reasons to select the Gambia for investing in tourism. This is also something that is being promoted by GAIPA in terms of strong demand outlook, the number of international arrivals in the Gambia that we spoke about, diverse tourism attractions, ease of travel, vibrant culture and young talent, and competitive cost. This one is talking about the tourism development area. As you can see, the picture is actually showing you virgin land along the beach. We have beautiful beaches, and there is an opportunity to actually have land to build hotels. And here in Gambia, these opportunities are there, and we are telling the investors that are here that may be interested to come to us, that we can give you the land that you require for hotel development. These hotel developments would be the 4- and 5-star and the other categories that we have mentioned. MICE, That's another version of the conference facility that we have in Gambia. It's a great opportunity. We want to stand out even by looking at the convention center itself, its beauty, and all the modern facilities that it has. This is something that we are also interested in. And this is located right on the beach, and it's in the center of tourism development activities. Okay, air access. We have like Voilin, Royal Air Morocco, Turkish Airlines, TAP, SN Brussels, and potentially Binta Canarias. So in this case, air access is not a big challenge. And now that we are negotiating with Binta Canarias, we are hoping that that is going to generate a lot of interest from investors, tour operators, and travel agencies, and other people of the tourism industry here. Investment opportunities. We have the hotels and other forms of accommodation. So we are actually asking and soliciting investments from people that are interested in hotels, which have been highlighted there, aviation, that is airlines, like for example, we're talking about Binta Canarias and others. We're also interested in tour operators. We're interested in travel agencies, river transport, and poultry. Poultry is something that interests me, because one of the most important things that Gambia requires now, there is a big opportunity in the hotel chain. Gaipa may be in a better position also to explain this, but this is to say that a lot of the poultry and some of the other things that we require in the hotel industry, like there's a high demand, and we're not able to meet this demand. So there is an opportunity there in terms of horticulture and a lot of other things. Ecotourism is a priority. It's also an area that we're interested in, that we want investors that could come, and we can give you all the incentives that you require. Thank you. I wanted to make it as short as possible. I know that people are tired, and I hope I have not been too boring.
Hello, good afternoon. I would like to ask, because I am surprised that in agriculture you don't put agriculture in one possibility of investment, because I think in Gambia the soil that is cultivated is only about 50% of the country, and it has a big potential in the future. Why is the reason that is not in the list the agriculture investments? Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much. Let me try to answer the question. I'm not holding brief for him, but I think I'll try. The reason is that his intervention is focused on the tourism sector. But in the morning, we had a presentation by the Gambia Investment and Export Promotion Agency, a very detailed one, which looked at all the sectors of the economy. But this one is focused on tourism. And there, agriculture has been highlighted. And as you said, agriculture is a very important sector in the Gambia. And we deem it as such. We're selling it as also a potential area of investment from Gran Canaria. Because, as you said, there is room for horticulture, which is, outside of the rainy season in the Gambia. And, here a lot of products, horticultural products are consumed here. So there is a possibility that if somebody could have a farm in Banyulunding, And then if Binta is flying, you harvest this morning, and the next hour Binta is coming in. After 2 hours, it's in Las Palmas. So that is something that perhaps investors here can look into, and friends of the Gambia like you can also help us in selling that idea. Because Las Palmas and Gambia is very close. You can own a farm in Gambia and do your business in Las Palmas, sell your product here.
Thank you.
Sorry, be careful.
More questions? Anybody has more questions? Una pregunta?
Buenas. Quería saber cuando Vinter estaba operativo entre Las Palmas y Gambia, ¿había mucho intercambio de gente de aquí que iba para allá o era más al revés? ¿Había muchos turistas españoles que iban a Gambia?
Hubo un vuelo hace muchos años que era diario, que era una excursión un día, one day only, from Canary Island to Gambia, and come back in the day with one airline, Spanair, and was the beginning in the flight connection. Now, en este momento, el problema de haber cortado Vinter la comunicación es muy grande. Había todo tipo de personas que volaban, tanto empresarios canarios como empresarios que venían por Canarias y luego iban a Gambia. Y entonces había una conexión que además se nutría de mucho voluntariado de las ONGs, que había épocas en el verano donde se ocupaba el avión y venían incluso de la península vía Canarias a Gambia. Desde el momento en que el COVID se cerró, los vuelos han hecho mucho daño en la relación económico-cultural entre Gambia y sobre todo las Islas Canarias. La conexión que tiene ahora Vinter con Madrid, Las Palmas, Madrid, entendemos que es una oportunidad para volver a abrir esta línea, porque entonces no solamente serían los canarios que van a Gambia o vuelven, y que también aquí viven gambianos, o sea, mucha gente y tienen negocios aquí. Entonces, no solamente eso, sino que además podrían venir de Madrid, de la península, a Gambia, no teniendo que ir solamente a Casablanca o Barcelona. También un punto de conexión sería Canarias.
María. A tu pregunta, había más gente que iba de Canarias que ya fueran gambianos que vivían aquí o turistas que gente que viniera de Gambia hacia aquí. Y la verdad que Gambia para eso es un país súper bueno para estar una semana, vamos, se disfruta por la gente. Tienen un sentido del humor muy parecido al español, tienen ese chascarrillo, ese sentido del humor, y eso a veces pues rompe esa primera barrera. Y bueno, desde aquí yo les invito a que vayan a Gambia. Yo no soy gambiano, pero es verdad que no vas a tener ningún problema. Los ojos te van a hacer chiribitas, no sé cómo va a traducir eso, porque el choque cultural es importante, pero muy amable. Nunca vas a tener un problema. Entonces, vayan y disfruten de Gambia y a ver si Vinter nos pone el vuelo.
Okay.
Yeah. Good afternoon to everyone, and I just want to briefly add something. Another aspect of tourism that is really gaining momentum in the Gambia is the retirement tourism. where we have seen an increased number of retirees from particularly Britain choosing Gambia as their retired homes. So we'll like to welcome you from Spain. If you want to have an alternative home for your retirement, Gambia is offering a paradise retirement homes for you. Thank you very much. Anyone want to say anything?
Let me add, perhaps answer the lady's question in the reverse. She was asking whether there is inbound traffic from Banjul to Las Palmas. Well, there would be inbound travel from Banjul to Las Palmas if Binta started operations. That is possible. Because, see, right now, as we speak, it was mentioned here in the morning, a lot of Gambians travel abroad to buy goods and, for resale in the Gambia. They would go to China, they would go to Dubai, some would go to Turkey. But the same products, and maybe even with better quality, could be obtained here. And it's very short. If you want to go to China, you spend a day or two. But coming here from Gambia is just about 2 hours. So, if Binta would resume, it would be only 2 hours. But the challenge is the restrictions, imposed by way of visas. Otherwise, I can assure you that at any one time that Binta is flying, it will certainly, it can carry a lot of Gambian business people who would want to come and do business here. Because we, given the large number of Gambians who are resident in Spain, a lot of us in Gambia are familiar with Spanish products, because these are put in containers and shipped back. Spanish tiles are very popular in Gambia, and toiletries are very popular in Gambia. The toilet fittings, Spanish toilet fittings are very popular in Gambia. So if there is the opportunity, certainly a lot of business people will come here to do business here and go back. But unfortunately, we are still struggling with that. It's much easier to go to Gambia than it is for Gambians to come to Europe. That's a challenge. But hopefully at some point we will make our partners in Europe understand that it has to be a two-way thing, that we have to come here to conduct legitimate business and go back. Thank you.
Anyone want to say anything?
Gracias por las respuestas. Yo lo decía porque estoy en el proceso de abrir una agencia de viajes especializada en países africanos y mi primer país era Gambia. Y tenía un poco el miedo de que Europa no tiene la visión de África de que mucha inseguridad, muchas guerras, y sabemos que no son, la mayoría de los países son pacíficos, es seguro, y era un poco cómo luchar, ¿no? Y sensibilizar o hacer ver a la gente pues que es seguro. Entiendo que por eso insistía tanto en que es el país muy seguro, más seguro o pacífico, ¿no? de África o del mundo. Y era un poco ese mi miedo. Pero yo creo que al final no se puede y pues para adelante.
Yo no entiendo cómo no se hacen más viajes. Se crean paquetes, estos paquetes de una semana, que yo creo que se han dejado de hacer por el tema de Winter, pero aun con Winter se suspendieron. No sé el motivo, pero cuando Winter iba una vez por semana, era muy cómodo poder haber hecho paquetes que fuera hotel más viaje, más el... Entonces, en Gambia hay buenos hoteles como para poder hacer este tipo de ofertas, que al hacer un paquete es más económico, no es como comprar cada cosa por separado. Y siempre me sorprendió cuando Winter volaba que no hubiera estos paquetes, que ya te digo, antes había uno que era un día nada más, de un vuelo, ir un día y volver en el día, que es absurdo. Es absurdo. Entonces, el que en aquella época, en el 2019, no había un paquete semanal para ir una semana a Gambia, que tiene buenos hoteles, buena infraestructura hotelera, y con un vuelo que duraba 2 horas y 15 minutos, pues era absurdo no hacer ese tipo. Yo creo que ahora deberían volver a pensar en ello.
Ya están las conversaciones, bueno, eso lo saben todos, lo hemos estado hablando esta mañana con Vinter ya y se está retomando, intentando que se retome. Vinter, saben que tiene la empresa Canarias Viaja, que es de Vinter. Entonces, a través de Canarias Viaja, por las reuniones que se han llevado a cabo, a través de Canarias Viaja, que es como la antigua empresa que hacía las excursiones a Gambia, pues entonces se va a tratar, si se retoma el vuelo con Vinter, se trataría pues de hacer esos paquetes, no solo para esto, sino para los mismos cruceristas, que fue una de las cosas que se puso en la mesa. Claro, una de las cosas que propuse, y te lo digo a ti que tienes tu agencia también, pues a los mismos cruceristas, muchos de los cruceros que vienen aquí, que vienen de todas partes del mundo, y aquí hay mucho cambio, ¿no? O sea, lo que es la parte de que hacen aquí el cambio y regresan a sus países. Entonces digo, ¿cómo no ofrecen un billete de un pack 48 horas, Gran Canaria Gambia o Gran Canaria Dakar o Gran Canaria, porque es más fácil para ellos hacerlo aquí que hacerlo de sus destinos? Entonces, una de las propuestas que sí he puesto en la mesa, y eso sí sé que se está valorando. Dime.
Solo como información, además de los hoteles de 3, 4, 5 estrellas, a través de Booking está abierto para las guest house o para el ecoturismo. Quiero decir, hoy en día con un ordenador tú puedes poner y hacerte tu propio viaje, contratar, hacerte tu ruta. Quiero decir, es un país que se presta a ello, además de los buenos hoteles de la costa, pues ahora están abriendo muchos alojamientos en pequeños barrios o en el interior. Entonces, tiene oportunidades para que ese turismo no solamente sea el de costa, sino sea el de naturaleza, en Bintambolón o en otros sitios, vamos, súper paradisíacos. Una puesta de sol en Gambia, recomendable y más.
Ya les recomiendo todos a viajen a Gambia. ¿Alguien más quiere decir algo? Pues creo entonces que de verdad, y les recomiendo de corazón, que yo acabo de estar 10 días en Gambia, maravilloso. El embajador cierra y close.
Thank you. I just want to say that to the lady who wants to, who's considering taking tourists to Gambia, perhaps you can, if you wish to, you can talk to the Director of Tourism at the embassy in Madrid, and then, he can offer you any kind of assistance that you require as you want to, set up your own travel agency. Thank you. Yes, okay, that's it for now. Yes, thank you very much. It's been a long day, but it's worth it because this is why we're here. It's just to try our best to expose the Gambia to Spaniards, especially in Las Palmas, given the proximity to the Gambia. And really, as one of our colleagues said before, we would definitely want people to turn the contacts into contracts. So whoever wants to visit the Gambia or invest in the Gambia, the opportunities are there, and you can always contact the embassy. We have friends around. We have Jose Maria and others, Sonia and Gueros. Everybody, they can all help us. Just contact them, and then the stereotype that is there, they can break it. Thank you very, very much. Muchas gracias.